Worst injuries in MMA caught on camera. MMA is a physically and mentally challenging sport to be involved in, and any fighter that's turned professional knows what they're signing up for. Every time a fighter steps out to fight, he's actually prepared for anything. Today's video will look at some of the worst injuries in MMA ever caught on camera. Number 10. UFC Fight Night 229. Rafael Fiziev vs Mateusz Gamrot. The intense battle between two dynamic lightweight fighters took an unexpected turn. Fiziev dominated the first round, leading on all judges' scorecards. Fiziev launched a powerful roundhouse kick towards Gamrot's body in the second round, but Gamrot skillfully blocked it with his arms. Shockingly, Fiziev suffered a leg injury and went down in pain. While Gamrot attempted ground punches, referee Herb Dean stepped in, stopping the fight at 2 minutes 3 seconds of the second round. Gamrot emerged as the victor through TKO. Fiziev likely injured his left leg while executing the kick, possibly twisting it as he tried to release the right leg. 9. UFC 163. Chan Sung Jung vs Jose Aldo. Shoulder dislocations often occur in MMA, but none have been as significant as Chan Sung Jung's famous inaugural UFC title bout in 2013. Across 15 minutes of the UFC 163 main event, Chan Sung Jung remained competitive while vying for the featherweight title against Jose Aldo. In the middle of round 4, the Korean Zombie's shoulder popped out of place during a punch. Aldo seized the opportunity, noticing his weakened opponent, and concluded the fight at 2 minutes of the 4th round. Although Jose Aldo's TKO victory was officially attributed to follow-up strikes, the initial reason for Jung's retreat was the shoulder dislocation. He attempted to reposition it, leading to subsequent attempts to conceal the injury. It was so severe that he had to undergo surgery, and sadly, Jung also experienced another tear again in 2021. 8. UFC 168. Anderson Silva vs Chris Weidman. UFC 168 concluded with a distressing and uncommon leg injury that had a significant impact on the career of the widely regarded greatest MMA fighter. In the evening's main event, middleweight champion Chris Weidman defended his title against challenger Anderson Silva. During the first round, Weidman executed a takedown, following a victorious right hand from the clinch, placing Silva on his back. Weidman then dominated with strikes and meticulous top control. Nevertheless, Silva appeared more determined than he had in years, and even though Weidman won the round, the possibility of an exciting fight lingered. However, everything shifted early in the second round. Silva threw a regular leg kick and Weidman raised his leg to block it. When Silva's shin met Weidman's knee, Silva's leg instantly broke at a disturbing angle. He fell to the mat, screaming in pain, and was later taken from the cage on a stretcher. 7. UFC Fight Night 74. Charles Oliveira vs Max Holloway. Although Charles Oliveira, the former lightweight champion, appears unstoppable now, he faced significant setbacks in the past. In his first main event in 2015, he suffered a TKO loss against Max Holloway at UFC Fight Night 74 due to a micro tear in his esophagus. At that time, Holloway held 5th in the featherweight rankings, while Oliveira was a formidable title contender. This severe injury caused the left side of his body to be paralyzed for 4 hours. The incident occurred while he was attempting a takedown against Holloway. Oliveira had initially encountered the neck injury during training, thinking it was resolved after physical therapy. In a 2015 interview with Combat, the Bronx admitted he was scared the injury would leave him permanently crippled. 6. UFC Fight Night 120. Anthony Pettis vs Dustin Poirier. Pettis started strong by using kicks on Poirier's leg and body. However, Poirier gained control with a successful takedown. Despite this setback, Pettis fought back, leading to intense exchanges, especially in the final moments of the round. The second round followed a similar pattern, featuring ground sequences with significant damage for both fighters. Poirier's elbows from the top position proved remarkably effective. The fight became so intense that a pause was necessary to address the bloody injuries. The fight took an unexpected turn in the third round as Pettis experienced a rib injury from Poirier's body triangle. Although Poirier aimed for a rear naked choke, the match concluded with a TKO due to injury. 5. UFC Fight Night 159. Jeremy Stephens vs Yair Rodriguez. The UFC Fight Night 159 didn't really go as planned, especially when the main event between Yair Rodriguez and Jeremy Stephens was declared a no contest due to an eye poke. Rodriguez, making a homecoming to Mexico after 6 years, started energetically with kicks, but accidentally poked Stephens in the eye. Referee Herb Dean allowed Stephens time to recover, but Stephens couldn't open his eyes after several minutes. The fight was subsequently called off. The crowd's frustration was evident as objects were thrown towards the cage after the no contest decision. ESPN's Ariel Helwani highlighted that Stevens had every right to share in the frustration. 4. UFC Fight Night 178. Tyron Woodley vs. Kobe Covington. At UFC 178, Covington met with the former divisional champion, Tyron Woodley. Chaos secured a stoppage win, with the fight ending due to a severe injury to Woodley in the closing moments. A battered Tyron Woodley was mostly under Covington's control in the 5th round. In a final effort to secure a victory, Woodley tried a guillotine choke, but it backfired. The chosen one moved awkwardly, causing a rib injury in his attempt to finish the fight. The referee stopped the bout as Woodley, clearly in pain, had harshly strained his rib during the submission attempt. 3. UFC Fight Night 187. Belal Muhammad suffers eye injury vs. Leon Edwards. Belal Muhammad entered the octagon with a 4-fight win streak, taking on Leon Edwards, who held an 8-fight win streak. Edwards aimed for a win to position himself for a welterweight title shot. In the first round, Edwards showcased his skills, delivering numerous combinations and landing a powerful kick to Muhammad's right side, causing a severe cut. Edwards received a warning for extended fingers. Despite the challenges, Muhammad managed to endure and survive the round. The shocking moment unfolded in the second round as Leon Edwards initiated the attack, leading with his left hand and swiftly following up with a left leg kick to Belal Muhammad's ribs. In response, Muhammad clutched at his right eye and collapsed. Cameras captured the injury, revealing a sizable swollen bump on his right eye, which was completely closed with blood streaming down his cheek. Seeing how terrible it was, most people thought that Muhammad had permanently lost his sight, but the welterweight later revealed that he was starting to gain his sight back. 2. UFC 264. Conor McGregor vs. Dustin Poirier. In their initial encounter at UFC 178, the Notorious secured victory over Poirier with a first-round TKO. The tables turned in the rematch as Poirier sought revenge, finishing McGregor in the 3rd round. The trilogy fight took a dark turn for Conor McGregor when he suffered a leg break, presenting a somewhat distressing sight. In the later part of round 1, McGregor took a step back and his leg gave way beneath him. Between rounds, it became evident that McGregor couldn't continue, and for a valid reason. He had endured a broken tibia and fibula, and how his leg gave out sparked speculation among fans about whether it might be a result from a checked leg kick from Poirier. 1. UFC on ESPN 36. Alexander Rakic vs. Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz reclaimed victory with a 3rd round TKO against Alexander Rakic, whose apparent knee injury sadly concluded the fight. The former champion initiated the bout strongly, employing leg kicks that compelled Rakic to switch stances. This strategic move likely earned Blachowicz the advantage in a closely contested first round where both athletes had their moments. In the 2nd round, Rakic succeeded in the ground game by taking down Blachowicz and maintaining top control for most of the round. The 3rd round took a downturn for Rakic. While stepping back from Blachowicz, he experienced an apparent knee injury, leading to the end of their fight. What other MMA injury do you think should be on this list? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the following video.